everybody, welcome back to Pages and Pens. My name is Julie, and today I have a video unlike any video I've ever done for you before, and I am nervous about it. It's 4 o'clock on Friday. It's snowing and it's gross. I'm drinking because I'm really nervous. I polled you guys on Twitter and I talked to you guys on my Instagram stories. I found a giant stack of folders that my parents gave me from their basement that are poems, as you can see here. Poems and stories and I don't even know what that I wrote back in high school, back in my early teens. I looked through just enough to make sure that it actually was what the folder said they were. And then after that, I didn't look at anything. I have no idea what these are. Some of these, because I have another folder down here. This, which is by 8-year-old Julie, which I believe is a bird book, like a bird watching book that I made for 3rd grade. About when I went out to look for birds, but this is gonna fall apart, so I'm not gonna look at that right now. I'm gonna start off with these other folders because I think the poems are gonna be easier for me to go through, but these folders, I don't know what this is. I mean, there's phone numbers on here, but I don't even know what these phone numbers are. This says 47 pages. Of what? I don't know. The chaos that is Julie's life, and it has an A on it. So this is apparently a graded project at some point. Oh, God. So this is from 97. I was 16. When I wrote this. Write a 7-day hypothetical journal for a fictional or historical character. It looks like this is a fictional journal that I made at some point. We're gonna read some of it. I don't know, guys. Dear Journal, yesterday was one of the worst days of my life! Exclamation point. It was utterly horrible! Explanation point. Nothing went right and seemed as if everybody was out to make my life a living hell! Exclamation point. I guess I should elaborate so you understand how bad it was! Exclamation point. First of all, I had to go to school after a long vacation, and that in and of itself is enough to make your day miserable. Then when I got to school, I realized I'd forgotten to write a whole paper for English, which I never do, and I got a 0 out of 50 points on that! Exclamation point. Not to mention the fact that I only have 9 days left to study for finals! Exclamation point. Then, as I neared the end of the day, I figured that things could only get better, but I was so wrong! Exclamation point. On the bus ride home to go to my aunt's house to watch my cousin 3 blocks away from my house, when we got to my stop, I saw the worst sight ever. It was one of my really good friends waiting for me with a girl that constantly gets on my nerves! Exclamation point. I was excited that my friend had come to hang out with me at my aunt's house. With me and my other friend and my boyfriend, who was also coming over. But this other girl put a damper on the whole afternoon. She actually put her shoes on the couch. It was so aggravating! Exclamation point. Now I love my friend to death, but she's starting to act like this other annoying girl, and it really pisses me off. I know that she would be different if that other girl wasn't around. That's it for day 1. Today was a collage of emotions, and they all felt fairly confusing. A lot of people made a difference in my day. I'm keeping out names, so it doesn't make any sense to you, but it doesn't make sense to me, and I know who these people were. So all of that's going on in my mind, as well as doubts about me and my boyfriend. I've been talking to my guy friends, and they all agree that I shouldn't put up with some of the shit that he does to me, and that I could do better. It's just not an easy decision to make. There's some pretty negative, confusing things that are affecting me today. Today, the topic controlling my mind is how to get control of all the things that are happening to me and occurring around me. I need to know how to organize all the conflict and stop outside problems from worrying me. I need to stop being so sensitive to other people's problems. And I've decided that there's nothing wrong with listening to a friend's problem and trying to help them out, but I have to leave it at that and not let it bother me forever. I have to learn how to know my limits and when I've let things go too far. It's gone too far when I worry about it, lose sleep over it, or get distracted from work because of it. I came to this conclusion after spending hours worrying about my friends' strange love triangles instead of my problems with my own boyfriend and school and home. It's become even more obvious when I started to get stressed, blow up, or break down and cry when things were getting to be too much for me. It's really hard for me to think about myself when I know that others are having problems because I want to help them. This is so angsty young me, because it's so true. My need and want to help others oftentimes will override my own problems, and that's not fair to me. People always tell me that helping others is rewarding and a good thing to do, which it is. However, when taken too seriously, it can be really bad for you. I love to try and help others, but I let it affect me far too personally. Oh my God. This was actually edited by a teacher. Like, I can see their marks on this. This was actually edited by a teacher. I'm horrified. I wonder what will happen to us when we leave this school. I just wonder. Guys, when I start to think about the future, I wonder where I want to be in like 10 years. I'll be 26 and out of college. I'll most likely already be teaching kids. I hope that I'll be teaching there. With Dr. Walker as the principal. Oh, my old elementary school. Oh, stop. he's definitely dead now. I want to be living on my own, but probably still in this area and with no money troubles. That didn't work out well for you. I can't say whether or not I hope to be married or not because I don't know for sure what will go on, but I hope to be. I want to have a long relationship before marriage and spend at least a year married before we have kids. That's not happening either for you, newsflash. When I do have kids, which will probably be by the time I'm 26, I will teach up until I can't anymore and then stay home with the kids until they're old enough to go to school. At that point, I can see myself getting up in the morning, dressing the kids, going off to school with him or her. Then when the day is over, I can go back home with him or her and have dinner ready by the time my husband gets home. Holy shit, Julie. What were you thinking? We'd have a beautiful home that I would love to keep clean and a big backyard with swings and a kiddie pool in the summer, and the kitchen would have a huge window that looked out of the backyard so I can watch the kids as they play while I make dinner, and we would have a dog, and my husband would love to play outside with the kids and help them with their homework while I grade papers. He would be sweet and do little things like giving the kids a bath if I have a lot of work to do and make me breakfast in bed on Mother's Day, and little things like that. Doesn't that just seem like the perfect life? Well, that's where I hope to be in 10 years. Oh my god. Oh my god, who was I? There are 3 things that I love about myself. That I'm very kind, that I give everyone a fair chance, and I'm very understanding. Those are all still applicable. They let me hold on to good friendships, relationships with family, and also help me give good advice. I'm very open-minded, and I'm able to listen to anybody's problems and offer all the help I can. Oh god. That was the end. That was the entire essay that I wrote and made some teacher read. What was I doing with my life? And then I have this stack of papers, which looks to be the beginning of a novel. I'm not gonna read this whole thing, but like, I'm gonna just read like the first page. As Pete Waldar got ready for his date, he started to get nervous. He told his parents he was going to a movie with his best friend Jack. He disliked lying to them, but he had no other choice. They told him he was forbidden from seeing Christy, but he loved her, and he had to be with her no matter what his parents said. He knew that she loved him also, and as he exited the room and headed for the steps, he yelled goodbye to his parents. He grabbed the car keys off the table and headed for the door. Just then, the phone rang. He ran to the kitchen to get the phone. It was Jack. "Yo, man, what's up?" asked Pete. "Not much. You'll never believe what Sherry told me. She told me that Christy's going out with that new kid at school. What's his name? Dan Ryan? They started going out yesterday. Just thought you would want to know. Thanks. Are you and Sherry going out tonight?" "No, we're going to hang here. My parents aren't home, and we're going to study for French exam, if you know what I mean." "Yeah, I got you. Well, I was just heading out, so I'll see you later." He hung up the phone without waiting for Jack's response. He couldn't believe what he had heard. Without knowing it, he picked up his mom's favorite vase and threw it across the room. It couldn't be true. Christy loved him. He loved her. Nothing could stop that. Even through the hard times, they stuck together. Everyone thought that they would be together forever. For Valentine's Day 3 years ago, he bought her a kitten. They named it. They raised it together. They were a family. Then he had been forbidden to see her because his parents found out that he had done drugs in their house. And in the last effort to cover for himself, he said that Christy was doing drugs and not him. Now she was going out with a new kid from London? But why? He didn't think anything was wrong with the relationship. He was so mad that he thought he might go to Dan's house and kill him. Or if he didn't want to get pinned for murder, his buddies would do it for him. He decided to call her at her house and see if she wanted to change plans for tonight. Maybe they could go somewhere and talk. What? Alright, last page. He had put Christy in danger if he really loved her, which he did. Why did he let her join? "Hey kids, are you gonna get out or not?" Pete was shaken from his thoughts. "Yeah, thank." Once in the hospital, he went to the 4th floor and made his way to Christy's room. He paused outside of her room. "Pete, is that you?" "Yes, it's me. How do you feel?" "Like I just got a bullet taken out of my shoulder?" "Just kidding. I guess I'm tired. Sorry." "Where's Sparky?" "He's back at the house." He was the hero of the day. He could at least get a decent dinner. "I know, but guess what?" "I don't know. What?" "When I told Officer Thompson about how Sparky saved the day, he said that they were going to give him a Medal of Honor." "Wow, that's really great. Well, I'll let you sleep now. I'm going to go to the cafeteria. I'll have someone bring up a cot and I'll sleep here with you. Then we'll go home as soon as you get out of the hospital." "Pete, I love you." "I love you too," Pete said. I don't know. I think they joined a gang. I'm not really sure what happened here. I don't know how she took a bullet to the shoulder. So that's that folder. We've got this thing. March 17th, 1995. Friendship is forever. I know we're not the same as we used to be. I'm not pushing you away, can't you see? Maybe in time we'll be the same, but now I am really in shame. Friendship is forever, so why are we like this? I know this sounds weird, but it's you that I miss. Your best friend, Krista. Dedicated to me. Alright, so somebody wrote me a poem. This is a journal from a friend of mine, like printed out journal pages of a friend that I used to have in high school, but I'm not going to read it because it's her journal. Wait a minute. 3/26/96, best friends. This is not my handwriting. Best friends should be together, that's how it ought to be, so let's start by pretending that I am part of you and you're a part of me. If you were a lion, I would be your cage. If you were a little book, I would be your page. If you were a kangaroo, I would be your pouch. And if you were a little scratch, I would be your ouch. If you were a dog, I'd be your bow wow. If you were a little kitty, I'd be your meow. If you were an apple, I'd be your core. And if you were a nothing, I would love you even more. Love you, Krista. This is another one from an old friend of mine. Oh my God. We have not talked since high school. Holy shit. Okay. Valentine's Day. Today is a time to love, to cherish those we care for, to bathe in the bliss of ecstasy and be with the one you adore. To remember times past, the love you shared with others, the love you have now, the whispered I'll be here forevers. Grab hold of love if you have it, hold it tight to your heart, and thank God you found someone with whom you will not part. Be thankful for every minute, the affection that you share. You know it's true love when you know they'll always be there. With all my heart, me. I sent that to, apparently, Joe Bulwin, the love of my life and owner of my heart, who I don't know. I don't know who that is. So I don't think he owns my heart, because I don't know who that person is. Summer's End, and it's big. Oh no, it's not. What is this? Okay, plot. College student goes jogging and is killed when covered with leaves. They thought it was a deer, so nobody touched it for a while. Then the smell became so bad they went to take it away and found Carla. The police begin to investigate. Carla's family is stunned and grieving and call on the friend of a family, Derek, to help. He's asked by the Williamsons to join the Radnor Police Department in their search for Carla's killer. Questions are asked around campus. Suspects arise. People are ready to kill somebody else. Sure, people are always ready to kill somebody else, but Randy really is. She's morbid, twisted, and in love with Carla. Now, do you think she took things well when Carla told her when she wasn't interested in girls? Carla made it a point to always be seen with Cole, her very affectionate, very egotistical, very annoying, soccer-playing boy toy. Carla told them she was pregnant, but she wasn't pregnant, and then she gets killed. Then they arrest her boyfriend and think that everything is about to turn around. Then he kills himself in jail. Police assume that everything's over, but then Tracy Summers turns up. Her body's found in the woods by Cabrini College, which is where I went, by some pot-smoking students. She'd been missing for the past month and was in real bad shape. The police start to believe that the deaths are centered around the college, and some students think the girls are supposedly pregnant if their boyfriends don't want the children, and then they're showing up dead. The killer has struck again. A ton of little notes here in the margins. There's blood and hair and skin under their fingernails. The cops know it has got to be a very strong female. The women are killed are not always weak and are always overpowered. The police are baffled. The plot continues this way for a while. Apparently Molly's the killer. Actually, it's Molly's other personality. After treatment, we find out that she was once pregnant. Her mom aborted the child herself for her, and now her other personality is bitter towards pregnant women, killing people. What was I thinking? And then we have breakdowns here of Carla, who's 20 and dead. They're literally just character descriptions. Molly, all the different characters have their own character sheets. I don't know, guys. Summer Nights. Here's a little bit of Summer Nights. Here's a story called The Phone Call. Here's a paper clip of the prologue. Summer Nights starts out with Todd. Apparently there's multiple POVs in this because we also get Jody's POV. Kirk also has one. And Clay. Todd's getting ready for Jody Rubenstein's swim party / birthday party. Of course he's going because he has had a crush on Jody for 3 years now. Todd, get down here, you worthless piece of shit. Yes, sir. Coming, sir. He yelled down to his father. Go pick up your brother at football practice. Be back for dinner or else. Yes, sir. Anything else, sir? That's it. Okay. That's a great family dynamic. My father's constant rejection was more than I could handle. His little brother Randy is on the freshman football team, so he never gets bothered, but he gives the other boy hell, apparently. And then Nikki. Oh, and Nikki is also here. She's writing in her diary. Jody's over here upset about the setup of the band at the party. And then Kirk and Clay are talking about Jody. They're talking on the phone. Every girl is. They'll all die to go out with me. One did die when she went out with me, though. I winced at the painful memory. It wasn't my fault. Sure, I told myself that millions of times, but it didn't help. She was the one girl that I loved. Julie meant the world to me. But before she died, I was never like this. I was actually a lot like Kirk. She should have known that the gun was loaded. The cop said it was an accident, and it was, but I never should have let her see the gun. She was sure she could handle it. She just wanted to take a test shot. I thought it would be good for her to learn. When she hit the target dead on, she was so happy. She flipped the gun and it fired at her head. Good God. What is happening? I don't know what that was. So that has been reading young Julie's writing. It's been horrific. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give this video a giant thumbs up. say something nice down below because I currently doubt everything about myself. These are bad. Thumbs up, subscribe, check all my links down below, and just please, please trust that if you buy my book, I've gotten better. Like a lot better. And if you're interested in my future books, I've gotten a lot better. Believe me. These are not good. This is bad. Till next time, I'll see you later. Bye guys.